Do you want to know how to handle pressure at work? Great, then you have come to the right place. Welcome to Citreen's channel. If you're new to our channel, then click the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you are notified whenever we post a video. My name is Murli and I have consulted for senior leaders across the world in multinational companies. And today I have a question for you. Do you have too many things to do and not enough time? Well, if the answer is yes, then I want you to watch this video completely right up to the end, because I'm going to give you tips that will help you to totally eliminate your pressure at work completely or reduce it radically. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 4 tips by which you will be able to say goodbye to the pressure at work. Let's dive into this without any further ado. Step number 1, you need to understand why you have pressure at work. Let me explain why you have pressure at work. It's because we are living in the 21st century and you have multiple roles to play, both personal as well as professional. And each of these multiple roles will spring tasks and projects that you need to do and you need to complete. And as your mind begins to understand or begins to become aware of these multiple projects and tasks coming from various roles, that's when your brain will go into a freeze. That's when you will begin to experience stress and overwhelm. And as this continues to happen day after day, week after week, month after month, and when you begin to actually let things slip through without getting things done, that's when you will begin to search for time management system. Step number 2, realize that time management is not the answer. As you begin to become aware of these projects and tasks, the problem is these are like battalions of armies coming to you from all sides, and they are invisible. You are just aware of only a part of the battalion coming at you, but you are still aware that there are many more coming at you from all directions. And you reach out for a time management system. But the problem is that the moment you get into a time management system, they will ask you to note down all the tasks that you need to do and make this invisible visible. And once the invisible task becomes visible, either on paper or on a time management app, that's when you become completely aware of these tasks and projects, and they begin to stare at you. It looks like a mountain up there, and you begin to stare at it and you become overwhelmed and your stress levels actually go up, and hence you are much worse off than before. Well, the standard way time management system works is they ask you to create a to-do list, and when you begin to create those to-do lists, you will soon become aware that the list goes on and on and on, and in the end you have a long list of things to do. Some of them are tasks and some of them are projects, all mixed up. The problem is that when you begin to work out from this to-do list, you may get things done for some time, but then soon you will find that your motivation is dropping, you become overwhelmed, and you get tired, and then you give up. Another better way some of the time management systems or productivity systems suggest to you is that you create lists based on categories like work, fun, family, and so on. Well, this is much better because at least you don't have a long list of things to do in one single to-do list or one master list. You have everything in buckets. But the problem is you still have to make choices. The problem is that you have to look at all these buckets and pick out the tasks. And there is one big paradox that works on all of us, is that if you begin to look at those buckets and begin to pick out those tasks, it's all decision making. And once you make decisions again and again looking at those buckets, you will get into what is called decision fatigue and ultimately go for ego depletion. and you will not be able to continue further. Either you will throw the baby along with the bathwater and stop doing things, or you will periodically jump onto the system and get off to the system. Sometimes you may become so overwhelmed. Sometimes you may become so overwhelmed that you will stop doing things and do nothing. Step number 3 is know how your brain works. Well, the time management system asking you to record things on paper or their time management app is a good thing, because now you have an external brain. But the problem is, as I discussed, you have not been trained how to handle these lists. How do you take out the task in such a manner that you don't get overwhelmed? And the problem is that because of this lack of training, you begin to pick out tasks and you get totally overwhelmed, and then you give up the system. Well, there is a big secret which I want to reveal to you today. And if you understand this secret, everything is easy and everything becomes a breeze. That no matter what time management system you choose, ultimately you have to fine-tune the system to your specific requirements. And that is a big secret. And I'm going to reveal to you a certain concept. If you understand, you will be able to fine-tune any time management system or develop your own time management system in a manner that you will never be overwhelmed. And the concept is about chunking. So my question to you is, are you a big chunk person, a big picture person, or a small chunk person, or a detailed person? If you're a big chunk person, you have a bird's eye view of things. You have a big picture. If you are a small chunk person or a detailed person, you have a very narrow focus. You begin to chalk out all the detailed steps that is required to work on a project. If you are a detailed person, or if you are a small chunk person or a detailed person, then you have much narrower focus. You begin to list out all the action items in as much detail as possible. So on one side you have people who have the big chunk approach or the big picture approach. On the other side you have people who are the small chunk or the detail approach. And time management systems do not cater to these. A standard approach told by experts may not be suitable for either of them, depending on their personality types. So the question here is that why does time management system fail? The reason is that if you are a big chunk person, you will have a 50,000 feet overview, and you will find it very difficult to detail out steps. So everything will appear as a mountain, and you won't even have a clue where to begin, and that will stress you out. On the other hand, if you are a small chunk person or a detailed person, you will start detailing out projects from various angles, and you'll have a huge list of tasks to do, and that will overwhelm you. So it's a question of getting the balance between being big chunk and being small chunk, and that's what we are going to teach you. Step number 4, understand the magical number 7 plus or minus 2. What is 7 plus or minus 2? What does 7 plus or minus 2 rule mean to you? It means that your list should not be more than 7 plus or minus 2. But what I would recommend to you, and it's what is true for most of the people, is that don't select more than 3 focus areas a single day to work upon, which means that you need to very carefully choose those 3 focus areas, lest you focus on trivial things and waste the whole day. So what I want you to do is focus carefully on 3 areas drawn from specific goals you want to reach, and make it mandatory that you achieve these 3 focus areas without fail by the end of the day. That's one part of what I'm suggesting. The second part I'm suggesting is, from these three areas, at a given time or at a given moment, just choose one single task and focus on it. In fact, your time management system or a productivity system should be able to help you to focus on one task by making visible only that task to you. So you need to fine-tune your time management system or productivity system in such a manner that it will show you only one visible task that you have chosen to work upon. If you cannot tweak around your time management system to this particular rule, then I would strongly suggest you dump it and choose another time management system or productivity system that will work to these rules. So let me summarize. 3 projects or 3 focus areas, all related to achieving some goals. That's mandatory. You finish all of them on that particular day. And as you go through the day, focus on one task at a time. Of course, you can do many other tasks that's not connected to these 3 areas. However, these 3 focus areas, you must do it by the end of the day. That's my tip to you. Try it for next 1 week. Well, in the next video, I will show you how to go about with this system in more detail. Well, if you are new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you are notified whenever we release a video. In addition to that, please like our video and share it with your friends and add some comments there. I have a single question to you, which probably you can write in your comments. What are the areas of challenges that you come across in handling pressure at work? Write them down in the comments, and that's the way we make this whole process interactive. Well, thank you very much. Go for it, be productive, and just go for it. See you in the next video. Also, I invite you to join our Facebook Mastermind group. I have provided the link below. Just click it and just go there and join. Meet us there, and you'll meet many people like you there, because that's where we will have a lot of dialogue and deep dive into these subjects so that you get more clarity and my personal guidance in each of these areas. You can ask me a lot of questions there and I can answer them for you.